Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of. I almost said the old show name, the Brickstop Live. How are you guys doing today? How are you doing, Jim?
Oh, good man. Thank you. Very well. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm your host, Jason. We got Jim in the house, Retro Space Coats, of course. Welcome, everybody. We got a couple people in the chat jumping in already. We got Michael DeSouza Cruz, Chris Jones, and Lorem System. Wow. I got to read these comments before I throw them up on the screen here. I'm getting out of control over here. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's gonna be a show here. Forestmen is not a ton of sets, but probably one of the most loved Lego themes of all time.
I would say so. Iconic.
Absolutely iconic. Also, like I have like 6 or 7 MOCs in Forestmen. I know you've got like 2 at least. And I wanted to, because it's the 9th, Bricklink Design Program Series 10. Voting opens in like 2 hours here in the Pacific time. So I think it opens at noon Pacific. And I have 2 submissions that I put forth this time, and we can look at those real quickly as well. So we got, like I said, a lot of ground to cover. So strap in, everybody. It's going to be crazy.
Indeed. Strap in.
Bricks and Figs Collectibles jumping in as well. And let's see. We got Spacer Nate jumping in. Monday Lunch Entertainment. Perfect. Here we are. All right. So, listen. I get Bricklink's going through there. We don't like half the world right now, and we're only going to serve a certain amount of countries and all of this, and people are upset, and I get that. Also, people don't love the Bricklink Design Program. I get that as well. However, this is more just like if you want to do me a favor, as a fan of the show, as a fan of my work on Instagram, if you want to jump over to Bricklink, drop a like or a vote on one of my submissions for no other reason than you're supporting me. Then I would appreciate that. So let's take a look at the 2 submissions that I have in for 10, and then we'll jump into the main topic of today. Also, Trick Bricks.
Amazing.
Good to see you.
Good to see everyone.
So the new submission for this time is the Seaside Villa, and this is what it looks like here. This is the front picture.
Wowzers.
And it's basically it's a Roman style build, but it's got some fantasy elements, right? It's a little higher. It's built up on a cliff, so you kind of get that sort of fantasy like Lego vibe here. It's not quite historically accurate. It doesn't look quite like my old classic Roman villa that I put on Instagram, but it's got some of those elements. And then the carriage is pretty accurate to a Roman carriage. I did look at historical photos for that, or not photos, but drawings and stuff like that, and like recreations. And then I did little custom shields for the little soldiers that look quite Roman as well.
Yes.
So
it's wonderful build. It's very, very eye-catching, really dynamic, good use of the palette. I specifically like the incorporation of the dark turquoise, is it?
Yeah, so I put a lot. I changed the color palette up on this. We got sand blue in the stonework. I got the turquoise. I've got a lot of pink and purple in here. So it's got Paradisa vibes going.
Yes.
Lorem System said monkeys tropical. Yeah, I mean it is kind of like Roman coastline stuff, or it could be even like maybe Greek or something. I mean, again, this is a little, like I said, I played a little bit with fantasy, but there were like tropical areas in that time, or that they had like palm trees and stuff in Rome, and maybe not monkeys and parrots, but they had some of that stuff, and the wealthier ones had them as pets and things like that. So I figured, we could kind of play into that a little bit. So
it's lovely.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say it's like a really nice compromise between pirates and castle as a set. It's like really, it is totally its own thing, and it's kind of Roman fantasy, but in terms of kind of you know, the way the mine works when you look at it, because you've got these really cool minifigs with the shields down at the bottom of the carriage, and then you've got the more tropical aspects of the upper tower. Some amazing building techniques, a couple just going quite hidden, which is nice and crafty, such as the vertical bars, the fence bars with the curve included that goes up where the creeping plantations coming down, those newer leaves that came on the Snow White and Dwarves cottage.
Yeah, stole that from the Winter Village fire station.
Oh, amazing! That's brilliant.
It's
really cool. Have you built this one in real life yet, Jason? Or
no, unfortunately not. No, I've been down to the wire on designing these things. My other submissions have been put together. I've submitted 5 different designs, and I've built 3 of them in real life. But the last 2 I just haven't been able to.
Yeah, I was going to say you always build them, don't you? But so I'm sure it's only been the first time. But it's fantastic, like really nice. You know, it's very, very, very. And quite chunky as well. It's not a small build, is it? It's a decent sized build.
Yeah, it's over 2,000 pieces, but it's right around that. It's not much further than that. So it's a nice like medium build. It's not crazy, you know.
Yeah. We should probably just mention that roof technique. I really like that. But do you want to just speak on that, being since you built it, Jason? This is your baby. Talk about that roof technique with those one by one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty basic technique when it comes down to it. It's just those little 1x1 circles, the cannonballs from Pirates, you know. And I just stacked them all up, and then they're pinned together.
But you've mounted them on
They're mounted on Technic pins, yeah. So they just flop against a bar going through the peak of the roof there, and that holds them. And then the lower section, and again, I mean, I'm only including a couple images because there was too many slides. We got Forestmen to talk about, and that's a huge amount of slides and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But the smaller room with the little peasant guy, or not the peasant, the merchant with the bag, he's walking out of the steps on the front here, this entry, that whole section actually comes off. It's separate. Oh, right, okay. And there's a back piece that under the floor that slides out that has like hidden maps and weapons. That palm tree. And the roof on that side can actually open, and you can kind of look inside that a little better. And the whole back is enclosed. I'll show you some of the back here. Actually, I do have this slide, so we can look at the back here.
Brilliant.
So that balcony, the red-headed gal, that balcony actually, and the whole palm tree section, that slides out, and there's like swords and maps and coins and stuff like hidden under there.
This is so well done, mate.
I like the spa in the cave because there's a cave underneath. So it's like a sea cave underneath this build. And so there's like a infinity spa you can see here. And I did add a rubber ducky. So, you know, for people who like historically accurate things, we got the rubber ducky.
It's super appealing. I love the incorporation of things like lavender and that curtain work is so fantastic.
Yeah, the curtains I like. Yeah.
It's a beautiful build. There's nothing short of a beautiful build. Everything's the placement of every brick is like, you know, serving a purpose, both decorative and functional. I really like this build. This might be one of my favorite ones of your Bricklink submissions. And I'm not really that into the Roman lore. I like it, but it like where Lego's concerned, it's not. Sure. This makes me want to go and grab some different colors because this is really nice. The color choices, and I agree with Trick Bricks. Those Weeping Willow pieces are really nice on their own anyway. That spa underneath is just next level. You know, how do you occupy the cave? That would normally be your blacksmith or whatever in a castle.
Right. Yeah.
You get to put this lovely spa in. It's really nice. Definitely give this one my vote.
Thank you. Yeah. So there is a little what's cool about this, and maybe I should have included the rest of the photos because there's, you know, the other side of the back where that back wall is hinged and there's like nice little windows and stuff. So it's all detailed, but that actually opens so you can access the entire back of the main building. It is closed. So it's like a full kind of build there.
Right.
And the only thing that's dollhouse style, if you will, is the cave, but it's made to look like a cave with arches. And like there's a mermaid statue under there with like holding like a pot that's like pouring water into the ocean. And like there's a staircase that wraps around the entire inside of the building. So you can actually access all of the areas like with actual Lego stairs. Like, so it's all actually accessible up into the balcony here where you see the grape trellis, because there's grapes like on the trellis that are hanging over the balcony. It's very luxurious. It's totally like nobility, like Roman like kind of style nobility. It's a luxury retreat, right? Yeah. So that's kind of the idea, is like this kind of villa on the seaside. some wealthy like people can come out and hang out here. It's very bougie.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea behind it.
It's a beautiful build, a really, really creative and well presented.
Chris Jones, parrots. I got parrots all over this. There's at least 3, I think. There's 2, but then I added a bunch of little red and yellow birds too for like smaller wildlife. There's a bunch of little wildlife. There's crabs around on the beach, and I did a ton of stone statues. There's 3 statues in this. There's the mermaid. There's a statue on the 2nd floor, and there's a statue on the 3rd floor with like the Kraken shield and a Poseidon staff, like kind of like,
oh wow,
like sort of some kind of lore or something there. So.
That's brilliant.
Not enough. There's not enough Mediterranean medieval fantasy, right? We need to get more on that. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Let's see. What do we got? Looks great question. Studio, can you change the bricks after others are replaced on top? What? Can you change bricks after others? Oh, yeah.
Totally. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's pretty fully interactive. You can get crazy with it. It lets you do pretty much anything.
But you have to be careful, because when you get so used to that fact and then you come back to real brick, you end up having to take your mock apart to get back down to a layer to undo a step. So
right.
bear that in mind when you're making friends with Studio.
Yeah, totally. Oh, sorry. Spacer Nate, I think looks great for history enthusiasts and fantasy fans. Really nice.
Thank you've done something for a group here, Jason. There'll be people who are into this.
Yeah, the carriage wheels aren't super new. I think they came on a lot of Disney like stuff originally. They were the only wagon wheels in the palette available. They didn't give us the normal wagon wheels, so I had to use those ones, which worked out pretty well, but it made the carriage a lot bigger.
Works well for this set. You could have been snookered if it was like Western or something.
Yeah. And there are a couple of Western submissions, so I don't know what people did with that. But so overall, here's the vibe. I mean, again, like you said, lavender. We got lavender, turquoise, pink, different types and shades of pink. So it does have like a little bit of a I don't know. I feel like that kind of widens the appeal a little bit. Not to be like, oh, well, girls like pink, but at the same time, it's like...
No, it's the vaporwave thing as well. Like Paradise's got a massive reprise for its beautiful color palette that people can appreciate these days, rather than being 6 years old and thinking it's for girls. Like it's a beautiful thing. And also, it's like you're serving the build, aren't you? It's there for their sake.
Yeah.
You've then balanced it with restraint and consideration, which is why it looks so nice.
I appreciate that. So all that to say, this is one of the submissions. You guys can go find it on Bricklink. And then this one you guys have probably already seen. This is Skull Island.
Yeah.
This one's back again. I didn't really need to change anything. The palette was still pretty much 100% accurate. So this one is also available to vote on as well. And this is just a pirate stronghold here. And those are both live. They go live at noon Pacific time here. So if you guys like pirates or historical / kind of fantasy, I mean, it's really, this isn't really that fantasy. I just call it a little fantasy because it doesn't quite look historically accurate.
No, it's good.
But yeah, both of these are available to vote on if you guys are into the Bricklink Design Program and want to do that and want to support some of the work that I'm doing out here. So
every inch of both of these builds is really well considered. So if you do vote and you imagine getting one of these, you're gonna have a really fun build time, loads of cool techniques, an amazing palette. I think we should all go and put a vote on for Jason. We can do that, can't we, guys? Let's go and put one on.
Appreciate it. Lorm System says, love this one. Wasn't there another pirate one too? I didn't do a pirate one. Another one. I mean, there's a lot of pirate ones. There's the Pirates of Barracuda Bay, or not Barracuda Bay. What Pirates of Thieves of Tortuga? I think.
Thieves of Tortuga Bay.
Yeah. And I tried to like make this compatible, not compatible, but like a companion to that, because this is like a fort. It's an island. It's like a treasure island versus like a port. So if you have like some of the other earlier pirate ones, this is like, and it's not like because there was another one where it was like kind of a skull with like a lot of rock work and bridges, but it was very like remote looking and not civilized. This is like pirate headquarters. Like they live here. This is their fort. It's got fort walls. It's got cannons placed in strategic places, right? Like this is where they live. Yeah. And then underneath, there's like kind of like treasure in different rooms and stuff like
Yeah.
that inside. So it's
They've
like
been
very
bringing stuff back here from
exactly, yeah.
everywhere, and they've got some
Yeah.
hoarded stuff. It's brilliant.
So anyway, all right. So yes, the Ominous Isle was the other one.
That's
Says
it.
Chris Jones.
Ominous Isle.
Yeah, my buddy bought 2 of those. So
Oh, cool.
I mean, people love pirates, man.
I like the modularity of that build actually. When I saw something,
Yeah, a lot of different ways you can kind of display it and stuff. So thanks. Okay, thank you for entertaining the Bricklink submissions. If you want to, yeah, again, support those, you're welcome to do that. But I don't mind if you're not a Bricklink guy, right now. That's fine too. So whatever. We're gonna jump into the main topic to now. Forestmen, and listen, we're gonna look at what Forestmen look like today before we jump into the old classic stuff. So I have one panel that I'll pull up here that is kind of their current situation and kind of what they look like right now. So that's that. We have the remake of the guy. There's a female as well, but it's just the same torso, so I just put the one up here.
Yeah, it's decent. I like the face. I like the mustache. It's cool. Shame we didn't get 2 different colored torsos. That would have just made it a little bit better for us classic fans.
Yeah, like the female one could have had like a yellow or not yellow. Did they do red?
Blue, yellow, black.
Yeah,
black would have been nice to nod the fact that black was rare, and even give us a black feather plume to nod that that would be would have been really nice. Odd that they didn't give her a Forestman's hat. It would have been nice to have the option with her as well. But overall, I actually quite like the remake and the build itself and the way that the tree was done. I know some people kind of you love it or you hate it with this tree technique, even in the one adjacent that was a Bricklink one. I really like them. I think it's cool. I got a bunch of these pieces in brown and black, so I could do this. I think it's good. I don't think it works every time. Sometimes I like the look of the the triangular corners and the arches. That's the way I like to see Lego trees. But I think it's horses for courses. And if you're doing a newer modern style build, this way works fine. How did you find this as a remake? First of all,
I mean, if you're gonna look at any of these remakes, I mean, let's be honest. I think, my own opinion, I think that the remakes of pretty much all the old factions in the blacksmith shop, in the Lion Knight's castle, and the Forestmen, like they're pretty much exactly what I'd expect and hope for. I couldn't really complain all that much. Like, I don't really expect Lego to make a 1-to-1 remake of these old minifigs. Though they kind of did with the Blacktron guys. And they definitely kind of did with the space ones. Castle's a little bit more finicky. People want some updated stuff. So I think overall, this is great. I like the remakes. I mean, I think the original Forestman's Hideout, is that what this one's called?
Yes.
I think it looks much better. This one's a little, it's cleaned up. I get like, okay, we're going to bring it into the modern age. They use a lot of modern parts and everything like that. I do like that it still has that classic vibe with the black tree and the blue roof. But yeah, it's maybe a little too smooth, a little too clean. But again, I mean, this is a remake of an old set with new parts. So I was happy with it. I think I ended up somehow getting 2 of them. And then I think I got 2 of the Magisto one too.
Yes, that one's quite plentiful if you want one.
And then they did bring the Forestmen back on Lion Knight's Castle. I don't have this here, but they have a hideout with similar trees, right? We all know the little story. They're all hiding underneath the castle. They got all kinds of little caves and stuff under there, so they are present in that. But really, the only other appearance of Forestmen have been in the Bricklink Design Program sets. So we have the Castle in the Forest, and I don't remember what this big one is called with the bridge. I don't think it was Forestmen anything, because Lego doesn't like you using faction names in the Bricklink Design Program.
Someone will throw that in the chat, I'm sure.
Yeah, whoever can remember what the name of the big one with the bridge. Look, I think Mandrew and I kind of fully dissected this one back when it was a current submission pick. I think overall it's quite a nice little build. It's a cool castle. Doesn't quite look like a Forestman build to me. It looks like they're just kind of hanging out at someone else's castle. But
agreed.
but this is kind of their current, you know, like a modern day representation is this remake of the Hideout, and then the couple of submissions here in the Bricklink Design Program.
Yeah.
But they're all over the place. You can, I mean, they were up until recently they were available on Pick-a-Brick for pretty cheap. You could buy a ton of the hats and torsos, so like they're plentiful as far as like I've got piles of these guys now. So I think it's great to see them being alive and well in 2026. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then this is Castle in the Forest, I think, right? I think that's the name of this one. I actually have this
Castle
one. The one down below here in the left-hand corner.
The earlier one. Did you get this one?
I did, yeah. I didn't get the other one because, you know, Bricklink Design Program kind of blew up to the point where it's like, if I wanted all of them, I'd have to spend $2,000 every month. So,
and at the same time, you're invested in parts for your own submissions.
Exactly.
So totally.
But I was able to snag this one. And what is cool about it is that it does come apart in 3 different sections, and you can actually see Forestmen's Hideout on the left. The center one does represent Forestmen's River Fortress, and the one on the very end with the sloped rocks and the tree above it, Camouflage Outpost. So the designer of this one, Pavok, I think perhaps is his name. He really did knock it out of the park. I personally,
it's really good.
You know, would it be picked today? Probably not. I don't know that it would make it in the Bricklink Design Program today, just with the way things are. But at the time, it was one of the top choices. So
yeah, it's really well done. That little homage to the 3 sets, and you get that kind of odd asymmetrical interest about it, and also another really big one.
It's
pretty big build.
Yeah.
I quite like the minifigures. The main. So did they reuse some elf torsos on this for?
Yeah. So this actually landed before the remake of the Forestmen. So you have a selection of blacksmith shop torso fig here. You've got a couple of elves or elf torsos. Cool. You got the overall guy. You got a pirate torso here. The blacksmith was out, so you got 2 of the actual Falcon guys.
I presume they hadn't manufactured the green and blue Forestman's hat yet at this point, so they just chose the grey one from the whatever the guy minifig was. Did they? Is it the grey one, the woodsman one? No.
It is the woodsman's one. Yeah, the grey. Yeah, they added the grey.
Looks cool.
Yeah, no, it works out pretty well. The figs are a little weird because they are kind of a conglomerate of different ones, and to date, I believe it's still the only the only set with a remake of the Black Falcon flag, which is a sticker. So but it is fun to have that, just to have it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a Lego Black Falcon sticker, so that's cool.
Technically it's official.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's the modern day kind of representation here. So we're going to jump into these, and I added a whole bunch on one slide so we can kind of talk over these ones.
Sweet. Here we go.
Just because I was trying to say room.
Yeah.
There's so many slides we're going to go through. So so this is the Crusader wagon, the 2 different versions or variants of that one. We have the hayride, or the smuggler's hayride, and of course the original Forestman's Hideout here down on the left.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is it's got more charm, hasn't it? I like them both, to be honest, but I do like this one. It's a lovely look. I like these carts. I like this just sort of rudimentary, just bracket, sideways plate. It's quite cute. I love those wheels as well. And I think that definitely the 2x2 yellows that's representing hay, right? I think that's safe to assume. But the little lore with them as well, Smuggler's Hayride, etc., or whatever they were called. They had a little bit of lore about them here. I don't know whether it's just because I'm from the Shires and sort of know this lore quite well, but they definitely played off that at the time, and that had an allure of its own. Really nice set. Cool part as well. You get a lot of cool rakes, whips, swords, plumes, whips.
More whips. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
That's it.
Let's see.
And the target, not to mention the OG target as well. I should mention that.
Yes. This is one of my favorite pieces of all time, the little archery target, which I think, if I can remember correctly, only came on Forestmen builds.
Possibly.
I don't remember. Oh, wait. Was there one? There might have been one at
something
the
in- I feel
tournament
like something in
one.
town or something, but
There
I'm
might
not
have been
sure.
one somewhere else. Yeah.
Um,
Let me pull in a couple of comments. We got Vintage Productions made it. Good to see you in here, man.
Excellent.
Good morning.
We're all together.
Let's see, and then going back real quick to the Bricklink stuff. Never purchased from the Bricklink Design Program. At the end of the day, with no exclusive parts, I've always said I'd rather just spend my money on parts of my own for my own custom builds. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the whole, kind of the gimmick or the misnomer sort of the whole idea, is because people, a lot of times people lean into like, oh, look how many Wolfpack figs you get on the Wolfpack Bricklink Design Program. It's like, yeah, or you could just spend like $12 and get the exact same amount on Pick-a-Brick. Like,
I know.
you know what I mean? So it's like, in a way, I totally understand that, right?
Dude, I did this time and time again. Saved for Rivendell, spent it on classic system parts. Saved for the Lion Knight's castle, spent it on classic system parts. Saved for the Renegade, spent it on classic system parts. I just can't help myself because I just know that, like, I just want to put stuff in the library so I can just mock all my favorite factions forever. And I just feel like that just serves me better. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had a lot of money, there are several Bricklink Designer projects sets that I would love to buy. But it'd have to really be on the money for me. And like this, some of them are so well built, but I like that color pop, and not a lot of people are putting that vintage system era color pop into the builds and giving me that yellow thatch roof. They want to give me 8 shades of tan, and all that stuff's great. But I am attracted to that vintage palette a lot. So anyway.
Yeah, I like to add color into mine, you know, and I think that people don't like as much color in their Lego Bricklink, especially the Bricklink crowd. It's so interesting because there's so many different groups of people that kind of adhere to different things, like the Bricklink community and crowd, and then the people who are running it and picking it and deciding to produce it. A lot of the builds, if you look at them, there's a few that have some nice colors, but like a lot of them are like gray. They're just a bunch of gray and like tan and dark brown, and it's like, I don't know why people are like wanting this, because I like Lego to me is what we're looking at right here on this slide. Like
exactly.
Like
well, you know what it is. It's the same people who complain about it being, oh, it's a doll's house because the back's open and why can't you close it? But we're homaging Lego, and this is what it was always like in Lego. It was never any different, with the exception.
Yeah, that's what we know. I remember that was a criticism. People were tearing my first submission apart a little bit. Not, I mean, 90% of it was positive, but the 2 or 3 comments I did see from people were like, man, I wish this wasn't Dollhouse. Like, oh, this is so cool until you turned it around and it's a Dollhouse. And I'm like Dollhouse in the sense that the back is open and you can access all the rooms. And I'm like, so you have a problem with it because it's like 95% of all of Lego sets that have ever been made? Like, I made it exactly the way Lego makes their set. Like, it's the exact same way the fire station and the hospital and every Lego castle pretty much of all time has been.
They're just trying to make it hyper realistic instead of just embracing the toy. Don't be afraid to just embrace the toy.
Yeah. So
anyway, you know what?
Enough of that tangent. But I think we're all kind of on the same page there. But I was curious to know if we only got the hayride in this 3-pack set.
Yes.
Was it? I don't think it was ever sold outside of that.
I thought it was sold outside of this, and maybe this is another one of those grey areas where the UK has something to do with things. But if it's anything like the way they did is with the Dark Forest, probably not. I couldn't tell you on this one. I don't know for sure. I feel like that with you mean this one in the top corner in the multi-pack?
Yeah, the little hayride one. I don't remember it being marketed outside.
Maybe this was the only way. To be fair, a lot of it's semi-consciousness, but from posts and pictures and stuff. So probably did just come in this set. But yeah. It's great build anyway. It's a bit different. Good utilization of that. 2 high is interesting. It looks like it would have been fine with just 1 high, but that's quite interesting.
Yeah, they kind of throw they don't really stack the little hay bales in. They throw them in, and so I think they maybe fall out. Although I guess not really. They're pretty too high is pretty high, but you know what? I kind of like that because it does give it a almost like that embellished fantasy feel.
Yes.
But,
yeah. If there's anywhere to do it, it's here for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's that. And then as far as this Crusader cart, the little blue one with the plates on the side, one version came with 3 minifigs, one game with 2. I was not sure if there was much difference though between the 2 other than that. It looks pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
It's called the same. It has the same name, but there's two different set numbers for it. So it's kind of interesting.
It is. The numbers are weird here because like they should be in the 6-0. Should all be in the 6-0s, but they like the 2 carts here are like 1680 and 1877. So weird. Was this pre-polybag? Well, they didn't have polybag and small.
I don't know. I mean, Forestmen was launched in 1988 and kind of ran through.
They wouldn't have had bags, but I don't know if they even had really small boxes at this point. Maybe those were the small ones. I'm not sure.
I think so. I was born in 1988, so I couldn't necessarily speak to that, but I don't remember polybags coming out till a little bit later. I think they were just small boxes.
Yeah, they were just little box. Well, first it was a rectangular small box. Then they did a smaller box that was a full square. I remember that change. And then we had polybags. Anyway, okay. Oozing with character and I like the Forestmen minifigs. Nice that you get different in the one where there is 3. It's nice that it's a different minifig per different outfit and torso per minifig. And then in the outpost we've got a white feather and a yellow feather plume. The yellow feather plume's slightly rarer. So that's
good. Trick Brick says it was the European release had an extra fig and that was the only difference.
Right, okay, fine.
So that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring this one to the stage. So we kind of covered these smaller sets. I think that's where it's at. And I see all the comments. I'm going to pull up a couple of them. However, we got to keep moving, so we can't, unfortunately, bring everybody's comments into play.
That's all right. Lauren says he refuses to call it a dollhouse. Accessible is what it is, and I would agree there, Lauren.
There you go.
So would Chris Jones.
Perfect. And then we also have Sass Band says, I will always enjoy the vintage because of the colors and the lore from each theme. Modern stuff is pretty bland and corporate. I kind of agree with that. There's some stuff, but the things I'm thinking about that aren't like that are like remakes, like the Blind Knight's Castle. It's a lot of gray and it's a little bland, but it's got a lot of color inside and it's got a lot of color with the figs and the flags and things. And I was like, oh, that one's not. And then I was like, oh, that's a remake of, or at least not a remake, but
it's a tribute to
classics. So I was like, okay,
it is a bit bland. It does have a lot of grey, but I must admit that Blind Knight's Castle did do look a lot like that here in England. So
was this Chris Jones? Are you talking about the camouflage outpost as the first set? That's a good first set.
That is a good fit. You get you got a massive posse of, look at this for a figure pack. This is just like a battle pack and a set at once.
6
black feather plume. Can you imagine going back and getting a bunch of these now? You'd be sitting on a lovely little set. Black plume, blue.
When you picked up this at the store, you could tell your girlfriend you were bringing home 6 figs. So
that's it. I'm bringing 6 figures, man. Home. You know this.
Obviously, that's a joke that's been circulating on all of the social media.
Lego, you dropping Lego dad jokes on us, Jason?
Yeah.
That's all good. No, this is great set. Cool minifigs. I love the little brown backpack as well. That shouldn't go unsung. That's like was pretty different at this time. Everyone's got a different colour plume apart from the blue guys, and blue is one of the rarer colours in plume as well, so that's ace. It's great, and it's got the good thing about this set is, like these late 80s set, plentiful in standard brick and arch and etc. So you can make this, but there's quite a few other alternative things you could do with it, just these parts, because it's quite the parts pack, really. You've got a couple of these, you could make a massive Forestman's Castle that opens and stuff on 2 plates. Like, this is If only this was kind of how sets in its price range were now for classic.
Yeah, no, this feels like an anomaly even then, like for the amount of minifigs and all the different. It's like let's just give them every single different one.
Yeah,
In one set.
Let's just give them the Merry Man in place.
And like you said, the parts are just incredible.
Amazing.
There's so many good parts.
There's loads of grey plates and stuff. There's loads of standard parts, but in higher amounts.
I guess that's why. Yeah.
Mocky. It's a bit mocky, but like in a really rudimentary way. It's a little bit like OG Legoland system does, sort of mock texture on the door with the built-up plates, and one of them's a brick to give it some shape. I don't know. It's like a bit further than Lego would go a little bit later on with their castle stuff. I don't know if anyone else finds that about the late 80s castle. They throw a few more bits at it than they did later, although they haven't got burps and stuff yet. So yeah, it's great. It's cool.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. It's a good one. This is the only Forestmen set I have, says Trick Bricks. I still have the box. It was also the very first Forestmen set of all of Lego. Well, that kind of makes sense then that it's so good because they're introducing the Forestmen in this set.
Yeah.
So it's like, look, we're more to come, but here's this new theme. We got these different colors of Forestmen with different types of like plumages, and then the different ones. Yeah. So
designers like, in case we get cancelled, here's everything straight away, and they'll see how we go. They'll give you all the minifigs on the first set, just in case Lego didn't like it.
Central Brick says, I love this set. Loved the set as a kid. Those figures are so good. They are good. You can't really get better. And even like the remake, you only get the red collar. So it's like you these are still one of a kind.
Oh yeah, they just look better in my opinion.
I'm obsessed with the rolling door, the big opening door, and the big opening door in the front. Yeah, I mean the features for a set that's this small with this many minifigs, the features are actually pretty on point. The boulder door, the opening camouflaged rock, whatever you want, hinge plate, and then I think it's hinged as well on the base plate. I think the thing opens, right? Does it not? I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it has that function where it opens.
So you can see into the back of the. I think there's like it's a 16 by 16 and an 8 by 16, and then the back you can open it up maybe. I feel like there's some way to get to look in there, as well as the fact that the slope opens as well.
Mm-hmm. Favorite one as a kid, also as a kid. My dad stayed up pretty late building this one for me. I can't blame him. Yeah,
a great time.
Go in Spacer Nate. Yeah.
I did that for me with the Alpha Centauri Outpost Blatron 2. I couldn't get all the lights working. I was like 6, and he stayed up.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Speaking of lights, real quick, and then we'll move to the next slide. But like the UFO, I can't remember the name of the actual ship, but the big one, the mothership.
Yeah,
the lights system in that. That thing is crazy with all the like spinning like fiber optics. I could see a kid having some trouble making sure that was working all correctly. But yeah, like, man. All right, so I because there were so many slides.
Yeah.
I only included alt builds for the 2 biggest ones.
So that's cool, man.
This one up here. See if this one loads for us. Yeah, and then for the rest of the slides, because I can't preload them, we're gonna have a loading screen for them. But here's probably the most iconic. I would almost say most iconic Lego set of all time. Definitely the most iconic Lego set of Castle and Forestmen.
It's up there, isn't it? It's.
I mean, it's. You can't. I mean.
Cheers to you if you've got this base plate.
I got the base plate. I got the box. I got the whole set, dude.
Anyone in the chat who's got this base plate? Cheers.
Yeah.
Anyone who's
cheers.
Not?
Cheers. I have I probably shouldn't even post this build. I have a. So let's just take a break here and talk about something. With the gray Forestman hat that came out a while back, right? It blew up. Everybody was posting with the gray peasant torso. You could make the gray Forestman, and everybody loved it. And I went and made like some birch tree style Forestman sets. I recolored the shield, made it alone, put them on, and even made like a forest woman torso in gray and blue to match with it. And I called them the Woodsman. And I made a couple of MOCs in that, and I didn't include them in these slides because the show was already too big, too many things going on. However, I have another Woodsman's design that I haven't posted that takes 2 of these base plates.
Oh wow, amazing! Now you just teased me.
Connects them together.
That's
and I'm
amazing.
like, maybe I shouldn't even bother posting this because I mean, if you have 1, you're doing well. If you have 2, like, or you would want to build it and have to need to find 2, it's
there's people who've got 2. There's people who've got 2. I'll just show a Woodsman very quickly because we've got no slides and no time. But
yeah. Let me
lucky enough to get the design printed off for that shield and just try and get the right angle. So it's got the grey deer there with the antlers, and it's the grey hat. Mine's got a little black plume and his yellow cape and the big bow, and he goes with the rest. So I've got a few Woodsmen. I'm a big fan of that faction. Not made him a base yet, but that'll come. So anyone who's wondering what Jason's referring to, it's his custom faction, the Woodsman. Check those out on his Instagram. Give it a like. It's a great build. But yeah, it's similar to this. It's this if they were a different color faction with white birch trees. Very similar vein, but different again.
Yeah.
But this is great. I love the brown ladders as well. The old school sort of town ladders, but just in brown.
We got a couple people in the chat. We got this one as a kid. Lorem System says he's got this one. I think Trick says I was super fortunate to get this one in that crazy $50 haul a while back. Wouldn't have it otherwise. Yeah. $50 is what you pay for that base plate. I think isn't it even more than that? It might.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than like the raised base plates.
Yeah, so around $66 for just the base plate on this one. I mean, and then it's probably another $60 for the Forest Woman. So we're, I mean, you're lucky if you're going to get this for under 200 or around 200, just because those 2 parts are like 120. So, I lost my sound there for a second. This is also the only set to come with the Forest Woman, right?
The only set to come with the what? Sorry, you just the line bleeped out a bit then.
The Forest Woman. Forest Woman. Can you hear me? There we go. All right.
Hello, I think I'm back.
Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, mate. It just cut out on me for a minute.
Technical difficulties. If you need to join, if you need to leave and join again, we'll just keep
I might do that, actually. I'll do that. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. I'll keep going with this. Let's see. Lorem System says it's over 300 on Bricklink. Yeah, or Brick Owl. Yeah. So that's a rough one for sure. Chris, can you get a decent non-genuine version of that base plate? I haven't seen one. That's a good question though. Like a what would you call that? A recreation of one of those.
Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You're getting a little glitchy there. So
okay. What was your question to me just as it was fading out? I beg your pardon.
Oh no, it was the only set to come with the Forest Woman.
Oh yes, yeah, of course, yeah. Was it? Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Great tool.
Yeah, you could get her. They did a reprint, basically the same print, although the color is slightly different. It's a little darker green. And she came in one of those like exclusive like retro minifig packs you could buy at the Lego stores and like. Okay. Then Toys R Us kind of continued a similar thing, but they were less cool.
Yes.
So yeah. That was the only other way to get a hold of the Forest Woman, though. Yeah. Was that one? So. Hey.
Yeah, she was much less plentiful than the pirate equivalent.
Yes.
Totally. What's up, Brad? Hey up, Brad. How's it going?
Yeah, I wanted to shout out Brad. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're just going through it. We're talking about Forestmen, and we talked about some Bricklink design stuff earlier in the show. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see you popping in.
For sure.
But yeah, as far as Lego sets go, this is the best you get.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's amazing.
You got the rope bridge, you got the ladder, you got the perfect base plate.
It's the dynamic of it as well. Like, we've got a great selection of bits, a great palette. It's not all of the pieces in the world. It's not loads of pieces, but what they do with those pieces It gives you a lot of play area. It's a
Mhm.
nice model piece. It's a nice piece just to sit on a shelf. It's just great. And how high they place the bridge is nice and ambitious as well. I always love that about late 80s system.
Yeah.
You're ambitious with the piece part, and this pulls it off 10 out of 10.
I agree. That's actually a good observation. It's at the very top of the build like that. And, that gives it a really nice lofty feel where there's branches and foliage under the bridge. It's
Yes.
going over branches, not just
Yep.
the water, but it's going over trees.
It's lovely. And think about the way that you would pick this up without that link in the middle. You'd have that sort of bend in the middle where the weight is on each side, and the bridge just brings it all together. And is this the first time, the first set in which the bridge is introduced? Or did we have pirates at the same time in 89? We also
Brad, if he's still in the chat, or Trix might be able to answer that one. I think they kind of came out at the same time, but this is
well,
this is the one that I can think of it.
Yeah.
This is the one where I think I was going to say one other thing. Oh, no. I was going to agree with Chris Jones. Has a good point here. I always like the any base plate with a river or a road track, but there aren't many genuine ones.
Agreed. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. A good example of that is the Extreme Team base plate, which is the same mold as the Dark Forest Fortress, but it has a river printed instead of the road. Yeah. And it's got like a different color rock build or print along the back. I love that base plate. I'm always drawn to those.
Yeah. Trick said the bridge was 89, so we did come out with some pirate stuff. So the bridge is introduced across a couple of different themes, but what a way to show it off in this set, with the brown ladder showing the route up to that, and just it's great. I'm so glad that ladder came out later in Red Brown as well, to make it a little bit more obtainable for Forestmen mockers. So that's cool. It came out in Pirates first, Brad says. I thought it might have been the same year, but Brad says Pirates first. So that's cool.
Pirates first. But in kind of a fun little piece of lore, it was the first time it was used in Castle here. And I'm trying to remember if it was the only time it was used in Castle. Because I'm trying to think back. I mean, did they bring this bridge into any other Castle sets ever?
Nope.
Maybe like some wacky Knights Kingdom 2 stuff.
Yeah, maybe in the 2000s with a tan bridge or something, although I'm pretty sure that was just Pirates. In terms of the system run ending in 2000, this is the only time in Castle. And there's Brad confirming. I'm pretty sure about that.
He would know. Like, let's be honest. Tricks
where else would you have them other than the Forestmen as well? Like,
Brad... Just shout out Brad. He's got a great channel. Check his stuff out, by the way. This is me. This is me shout. He doesn't need a shout out from me. No. But if you want to see more, we should anyway. Yeah. If you want to see more, especially Castle geared, he's really tailored most of his content towards Castle. He'll talk about other stuff.
Infectious passion for talent, Brad's got. I watch a lot of Brad's content just because his enthusiasm cheers me up when I'm feeling annoyed at Lego. Yeah. Brad's optimism is very relatable. So, 100%. Cool. Nice one to Brad. Great to have you here.
So check his stuff out. He's got some good lore, and if he doesn't know, he'll go and research it. That's what I appreciate about Brad.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, he'll actually put in the work to look up the facts about it. So, speaking of which, he says, "I wish we would get more updated Forestmen figure style. This set is so great. I feel like we didn't see many Castle sets that went over the water." Yeah, that's true. Wolfpack is built on like a lake, but stuff like this is nice. A little river going through the middle is kind of unique. So. And then also the only set with a green bandana besides the minifig reissue packs. That's true. So if you want to get like this cool, unique pirate and do a custom vintage pirate fig with that green bandana, that's a kind of a hard piece to get a hold of.
Yeah. Yeah, it is indeed. I don't think that is one piece I haven't got in green. I've got a load of dark green ones, but don't think I've got one of those in green. I might have to go to China for one of those, potentially.
Yeah, get some of the knockoff bits and pieces there. So we'll take a look real quick at the alt builds for this one. and then we'll keep moving along. We're already moving. So I included the alt build for this one, really specifically just for the one on the left here, that's built directly above the river.
Oh, sweet.
I think this is pretty darn close to being good enough to be its own set.
Oh yeah.
You know? So
yeah,
I like that one.
Again, testament to the parts, like I was just saying about the parts, them being a bit more plentiful in the 80s. You look at the quality of the alt builds. I think if the alt builds look good as well, then it's a good testament to the parts back. Interesting what they did with a little boat as well, just use some facets. That's quite imaginative.
Oh, he's giving her a gondola ride.
little gondola,
yeah.
It's cute. Anyway, it's in just a little example of a different way we could use the plant pieces on their side there.
Totally
built up, so it's good. They feed your ideas, which is what they should do.
Yeah, and that's really what the alt builds come down to, is it's just showing you what you can do with these parts and like giving you more ideas on how to use the elements.
Yeah.
And I think that is the whole point. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that, man, I just, I was debating putting any alt builds into the show because I had already built like 10, 15 slides, and I was like, do I need to? I'm just going to keep dragging more slides. I've still got all the MOCs, so. But I saw this and I was like, I need to put this one in.
Got to shine a light on a couple of them, because I mean, we are talking about we're MOC centered here, and this is where the MOC fuel comes from. So we should definitely shine a light on a few of them. So yeah, good call, Jason.
A lot of inspiration from these, and then of course you have the crowning glory of the Riverman just river fortress, Forestmen's River Fortress.
What a beauty! I love this set. I just wish the curved green plates would have been out in time for this set, because the little 1x8 green plate at the other end of the drawage annoys me for some reason. I just died to put some like little curved tiles around the outside to look like a patch of land. That aside, I absolutely love this set. I was a massive fan of the barrel for raft technique with the bar through the Techniques brick and the plate on top. Loved it in Raft Raiders. Absolutely loved it. I remember getting that set and taking it to school all day because I just loved it so much. I remember just having the box sat on my school desk all day. And same here, this little water raft for the Forestmen's wonderful. Really well put together. Even though it's dead simple, it just really suits this build. You get all the way round on the base plate with your little play area, and it's great. Black trees. It's got that ruined vibe, like we mentioned earlier about some Forestmen MOCs and some things that have gotten through and gotten popular with Forestmen. They look a bit too grandiose to be Forestmen castles. You want that idea that they've moved into something dilapidated, that the forest is taken back, when you see nature taking buildings back and the trees are throughout. Yeah. And this gives that much better, I think, even with less parts.
Totally.
How do you feel about this one?
I mean, it's just a similar idea, like you said. This was always in my imagination, like a Crusaders watchtower abandoned in the woods. Yeah. That they expanded too far and they abandoned some of their builds, and the Forestmen took it and turned it into their main headquarters. And so, yeah, I agree. Like, and that's a criticism I think we've a lot of us in the kind of similar mindset have leveled at some of these other builds in Forestmen, is that they're like basically like full on castles, that they're just hanging out in. It's like that. It's not really the Forestmen way,
Well, yeah, they need to be like able to go somewhere else if things kick off, because they're the idea is that they're from the forest. They're one and the same with the forest a little bit more than everyone else. So these guys can dug out underground and stuff.
Yep.
But in this instance, I like the way they allude that the trees are taking that building back because they're growing either side of it. Then the trees it's coming through that top window and out onto the front. So it gives that impression with few parts.
I agree. I like that it's the trees. Some might criticize it as a uniform tree on both sides that actually kind of makes them into towers and whatnot, which is fine. I mean, and then I think I don't have a problem with that either. But I do like how they are kind of unique enough in their own design so that they do look pretty natural, like they just grew up against this big tower, and the forest overtook it, and then the Forestmen overtook it after the forest did. So,
well, we didn't have the rounded elements yet, so they've used the 45 slopes at the bottom as the roots. It's clear that they're supposed to be trees. It's consistent with the other sets in which they're trees as well. So they might put the crenellation on top of the log, but yeah,
sure, yeah. Brad pointed out something. The base plate for the other one.
Oh yeah.
Here. He said, I remember a Lego Ideas book that used this base plate. Yep, and for a really cool Forestmen build that had a water wheel going over it. And that's a shout out to those old those Ideas books. I didn't pull in those images, but I think there's like, is it Steve's Castle blog? There's like a website that has a bunch of castle stuff, the classic castle stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but I think that's what it was. And he actually did bring in that little panel of like not alt builds, but like ideas builds from those old books. Yeah, and there's like a cool little water wheel Forestman one using this base plate, because at the time, I mean, this was a current set. You could pick it up for whatever it was at the time, and so it wasn't like incredibly rare to then potentially use a base plate like this for something fun, like a little water wheel or something like that. Now it's like, oh, if I want to build that ideas from that ideas book, I need to go find a $66 base plate.
Yeah. I mean, we are getting on for 40 years after the fact, though, aren't we? Whatever it is. So yeah, it's understandable. Okay,
check Brickset for those ideas books. Yeah, if you want to get a look at those. Also. Oh, no, not that one. Pull this comment up here. We're back on this one here.
The worst
dungeon of all, Lego Castle. Yeah, this is the Trenchfoot dungeon. You just throw them right in there. I think there's a couple other dungeons that are similar. I think like maybe Wolfpack might have. Do they have a dungeon? No, I guess theirs is in the tower.
It's the Royal Knight. Got one at the front of you're thinking of the Royal Knight's tower, not the tower, the Royal Knight's drawbridge. That's got a little one in the front would be on the bars with sweat.
Okay. I also would say it may be the worst one in Castle, but it's not the worst one if you bring in pirates, because half of their dungeons are just sitting in water as well.
Yeah, in the shark pit.
Yeah. Definitely Perilous Pitfall has a dungeon down there that's just water.
Yeah.
Let's see. Smack says there are instructions on back of the box builds to build the entire ideas book scene. Yes, some of them. There is. It's huge. The whole castle, like it's broken down into parts. It's free too. You can download them free, which I think is crazy because. I mean, Trick Bricks will attest to this because I was literally talking to him yesterday about putting instructions together. I don't know how anybody sits there and spends 45 hours putting an instruction book together and then is like, just have it for free. Kudos to them, but like, I don't have that kind of time that I can just give away those types of things. Like, if I'm going to spend 40 hours putting a book together,
it's a lot of man hours.
Charge at least $10 or something. So. But yeah, they're free on back of the box builds, so you guys can go and check those out and build them if you want. So yeah, man. So we're getting to the end of so that's it. That's the main one. That's the biggest Forestman set.
Amazing. And I maintain iconic, just great sets that really set the scene with, less parts is better. And yet still somehow some of them have got quite a lot of parts, like the hideout that we talked about with the 6 minifigs in it. Another really nice nice selection of parts. Yeah, fantastic. Love the wave.
Yeah, for sure. So jumping into MOCs real quick, we have Friar Tuck's house. So I decided, like, my Robin Hood inspired MOCs, right? Go in Forestmen. We got Forestmen here. So I've got this build as Friar Tuck's house. And I quite like this one. I'm pretty happy with it.
Great. I love that. I've looked at this one a lot. It's fantastic.
He's got a little hidden ale room underneath. He's got a cave entrance that you can get to that. And then a little spring, a freshwater spring there next to it, and he's even got some grapes on a little trellis out on his deck that he can make his own brew with. So.
Love the faces you've used for the prior tuck at the top, and the weather vane's really cool as well. Yeah, really, really nice. But again, bringing a bit of that vineyard lore from some of your other Robin Hood origin builds back in again with these berries hanging out from above there, and making some. You know what I really like about this one? Again, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but the little cart. I know it's dead simple build, but it's really, really cool. Just using that sort of bracket plated 2-level plate to just pop a barrel on the back and off you roll. I love that. It's great.
I really like that wagon. It's goofy.
Great. I need to make a few.
But I want to make a couple of these because you can build them in blue, right? Too, because it's and maybe yellow. That part comes in a few. Black, of course, but black and white.
Okay.
But red and blue. I'm sure that
definitely comes in blue. I think there's a blue one in the Ice Planet Deep Freeze Defender at the back.
It's not an L piece. I called it an L piece. It's like a Tetris piece.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know what to call that piece. I can't remember whether it's under brackets or plates, but anyway, it's lovely. Nice, where you've cut the slice for the hinge. I think Lorem Systems just alluding to the fact that he likes that. The nice little vintage glass window piece in there. Another little sort of musketeersy move from you there, which is nice, but also fits perfect with this universe. And then there's that Forestmen rolling door that we saw a few sets back. It's not in black now, it's in grey, but you've kind of done something similar to that with the way into the bottom there. So that's really nice. Is that the storage of the booze then down there?
Yeah. So I mean, it's Friar Tuck's kind of house, and in all the stories, and especially in depictions in movies and shows, he's usually living in not a cave, but he's got like a cave, kind of a hidden cellar of some sort, and he's by water a lot of the time. So I kind of tried to add these elements. I mean, it's something Abbey. There's something, I can't remember the name of it in the books, but that's where he's kind of located. And so I tried to add those elements to something that would represent like his house. So it would be, there's a cave underneath of it. It's by a river or whatever. And so but that is, you can access the underground cellar where all the booze are stored through the cave entrance or through underneath the table. You can't really see it, but the table hinges open inside, and there's a little ladder that you can jump down inside. So
it's called Fountains Abbey in Yorkshire, mate.
That's the one. Fountains Abbey. It's in all the books. Exactly. So see, right? That was in my brain, even though I couldn't even remember the name of it. That was in my brain. That's why there's a little.
I'm in Staffordshire, Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire. They're all they're all next to each other. So I'm kind of in Staffordshire, which is a different one, but they're all similar.
Fountain Abbey, though. Yeah, I love it. So that's that. Friar Tuck's house. So that's my first, not the first. This isn't the first one I did for Forestmen or to represent Forestmen, but this is actually one of my later ones. But I will pull.
More heavy as well.
Yeah, a lot of lore for the actual Robin Hood story versus Forestmen, but they're all connected, right? I mean, that's clearly. I think one of the Forestmen was considered to be Robin Hood, but this is really the first. This is the thank you and thank you, Trix. He says it could have been a real set. I appreciate that. This is the first Forestmen one that I did build. So this was the first one that I tried my hand at, and I wanted to do a variation. Double plated with the little pirate island pieces.
Fantastic.
Or Saber Island, is that what it's called? Saber. I don't know.
Yeah, I always like. Fantastic! This is great.
Yeah. And then I did.
You built this one as well, didn't you?
I did not, but someone else did.
Okay.
And there's not.
I know I've seen it built.
Yeah.
There's not one.
So someone else built it in real bricks, but I sent him some pictures and things like that to help him out.
Okay.
Again, of course, we see the little hinging brick cave boulder opening there.
Cool.
And then I wanted to do a variation on the barrel raft and use treasure chests instead
perfect.
here. So,
it's cool. Very cool.
Big up the Shire folk.
The Shire folk.
The Shire. Yes, indeed. So this was my first attempt at a Forestmen style set design, and I think people liked it. I think it's pretty fun. It's got again playing into the over the water kind of features and things like that. I would say maybe this was built on the same lake as the River Fortress, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Kind of more in the water as opposed to just a little river thing.
Yeah. Bit more of a watchy type, but there's send a little signal, send a pigeon over and let the big base know that there's crusaders on the horizon. Yeah,
this is funny. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Trick Bricks has a fun point. This is excellent. Thank you. Kind of like a vintage version of the Bricklink Design Program for Stronghold. Yeah, I was thinking that too when I uploaded it because I was like, oh yeah, this is like a tiny version of that bigger one. It's got the bridge in the middle and stuff like that. It's got the trees growing all over it. But and then of course, yes, the rolling door. You got to have rolling. I mean, if you're building vintage castle designs and you're not putting rolling doors in it and the boulder doors, then I don't know if you're doing it right. I'm just gonna be honest. you need to be adding those. So we're gonna kind of skip along through these.
I do like the hinged burp as well, but this is the OG way.
Yes, hinge burp. It's one or the other. You can hinge it, or you can put it on a pin. But you got.
I like your wind-up system on the side of the tree on this one's cool. Kind of using the brown stands out over the black, but they're both tree colors, so it's kind of camoed. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, little drawbridge. And then here's two more. These are more recent ones I did. You have the Tri-Sting tree, right? So this is where they would feast and such. Obviously, this has what, 7 minifigs? So a little exaggerated maybe for what you might get for the parts, but
only buy 2 minifigs because that we just saw one that had 6. So anything goes in Forestmen apparently with minifigs. If there's any theme you can get away with it in, it's this one. So don't worry, man.
There you go. We got Maid Marian, we got Robin Hood, we got Friar Tuck. I think Will Scarlet with the patch on his eye over there. So I really added, and then 2 generic forest guys, and then a forest woman as well. So I wanted to add, I took the Lego Forestmen theme and I just made enough variations to figs and things to bring in some of the actual characters from the story in the books. So that's kind of what we're depicted here. They're having a forest feast. I don't know if you've ever seen the Errol Flynn Robin Hood movie, but that's channeled right here. And then
I can only ever think of the one with Kevin Costner,
right,
to be honest, or the animated one. But this scene, little tussle with Little John across the lake, it's perfect.
Yep. And there's a play feature you can turn, kind of like in the fort, the Western fort, where you turn it one way and the bridge will fall one direction, and you turn it the other way. Yeah. And someone actually. Mm-hmm. No, you're good. Someone actually did build this in real life.
Yeah, man. I'll do that
feature. Yeah. And said the play feature actually works pretty well.
They did build it. Sorry, I thought you said someone should.
No, they did. Yeah.
And it works well. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, well, I suppose because that curved part of that 2x3 plate with the hole in has got no studs. It's smooth, isn't it? So it will just nicely tuck underneath those plates when you spin it. So.
Yeah, it works okay.
Is that how you've done that? Is that the piece you've used?
Which one?
Sometimes you use it on. I think the Iron Stronghold has it on the crenellations in grey on the side. It's like a 2x3 plate, but there's only 4 studs on the 2 because the other parts are curved with a hole in. You used at the back of pirate ship.
I know that one. Yeah. No, this one might just be an L. It might be a plate, an L, right? L, so that if you go one way, it opens.
My mistake.
You go the other direction. But yeah, okay. No, I know what you're talking about.
My mistake. I thought you turn one of those underneath the plate. Okay, fine.
No, the trick is that I believe if you put it put it kind of in the middle, it will actually hold the bridge for both sides. So it's, and then you can
okay,
turn
fine.
one and they'll follow. But
That's
it'll
very
only
clever.
really, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's a little gimmicky. It doesn't quite work as well as it should because you have to reach your hand in between the two opponents.
Yeah.
So there might be a better way to do that. But
Yeah, we maybe get in there with a little L bar and do it from afar or something because there's a whole. I don't know. It's great though, really nice. And there's some nice stonework, and then I love the lute or whatever the instrument is. The brick built instrument's nice.
yeah.
And
Yep.
let's not completely ignore this Dragon Master on the horizon. Not Dragon Master, Black Knight on the horizon. He's
Sneaking
looking
up.
pretty mean with his
Yeah.
full barding. That's a nice bit of lore there, because those factions don't normally come into contact.
Right.
Normally, it's always Crusaders versus Forestmen, so that's a cool nod. Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Yep. So we're gonna cruise through these. Here's Robin Hood's house. So this is Robin's house. You got Maid Mary. So this is maybe post victory, right? After everything, a lot of his adventures have calmed down, and he's living with Maid Marian, and he's got a son here. And so this is maybe a fun little idea of his house. Kind of a similar concept as Friar Tuck's in the sense that the front opens like that and you can access it from down below.
I always saw this as like a little bit of just a sort of Robin's lore series, as well as with Robin's house as well and stuff. They all kind of go together nicely.
So I did build this up in a tree though more. There's a lot of tree parts built around it. There's a staircase up into it. So I wanted it to feel like, he's still kind of in a tree, right? And so that's kind of what we got. But it's a tree, a large tree kind of system built up onto kind of a rock base on the back here. So
it's great.
Yeah. So that's another mock. Again, I mean, I did a lot of mocks. And then after I loaded half of these up onto slides and stuff, I'm like, I don't have to show every single mock that I've ever done in this. But at the same time, might as well now that we're here. So
well, that for sure, it's definitely worth it. Again, it's like the back of the box. We just look at them quickly, just get a bit of quick inspiration. But like, there's a lot more going on here that's worth shining a light on. So I'm glad that you showed him. I like the chimney with this, with the two different 75s, sending it that way. That's quite nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Trix. I appreciate that. This is so far favorite one, huh? All right. Well, let's see if it stands up to the next one. And see if we're still Robin Safe Havens is Bricks and Fix Collectibles. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of it. Like maybe he's King Richard's back on the throne, and he's taking a breather from all of his adventures. So,
sure.
So here's my last offering in the Robin Hood / Forestmen kind of a line. We'll pull this one up here, and we'll take a look at this one. And we actually mentioned this one last time we were on, I think. And so this goes all the way back. This is Locksley Manor. So this would be before he was outlawed. Right? Okay. So we got all the story. We got it all. We've got before he was outlawed. Origin story. His castle, his holdings before he got outlawed. We have his house after all of his adventures. And then I've got a nice little plethora of sets in between where he's doing all the classic stuff. So yeah, this is it, man. This is
fantastic.
This is one of my favorite designs, actually.
Let's take a moment on that one, I think, really, Jason. Let's just have a quick moment to soak that in.
Just soak it in, yeah. This is if I'm gonna really put energy into building one of mine physically at some point, I think it's this one. Something about this one, I don't know, man. I like this one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's got some fun stuff going on. And this is the one you mentioned where the front of it pops off with pins instead of hinges open. Now, this one does have what did Lorem System call it? Accessibility. The back of the keep is open. I didn't show that one just because too many images, but the back of this one is open. You can access or get inside of it, but it also the front of this whole wall and gatehouse comes off, so you can access the targets. That's really the point. Was I wanted people to be able to see the little wood chopping area, the well tucked in the corner. You can access the roof with the treasures, and then there's bows, arrow, and quivers and stuff sitting there for the target in the back, so you can practice. Because of course you would be practicing archery at his manor, right? So
for sure.
Locksley Manor.
What I like about this one is when I try and do detail, I'm guilty of shoving quite a lot in. When you do detail, you do it with a lot of restraint and discipline. So you've still got areas of exposed stud, making it feel classic, but it's as if you've really thought about exactly where each piece goes. And I'm looking at that little pumpkin patch at the front when I'm saying that, and it's just very
Right.
considered. It's interesting where the point where you say that'll do, that's enough. Like
Sure.
that, I like that. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I haven't got that. I'm like more. Whereas I like that little bit of restraint there, because when you take because that's happening everywhere. When you zoom out and get a look at the finished product, it's just that's where it really pays off with the the dynamics of it. And there's we've got two different angled roofs, which is always nice and impressive to see. Using some of the best that classic bricks had to offer.
Yeah, definitely.
Big doors on the front, and then a few newer parts that came along in the Armada time, like the curved rail where she's standing there with the bird. So there's a few newer parts injected, or the reverse arch for this little apple tree out front. Just a few bricks that weren't in the 89 palette. But it's not too much further than where we were in the 89 palette, really. It's just a few new parts here and there, just done really tastefully. So yeah, I really like this. This is my favourite one of your Forestmen builds, followed closely by the Friar Tuck one.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Bricks and Fix Collectibles. Trick Bricks, thank you.
Right, Trick Bricks, we need it.
Yeah, I like this
one.
one.
Build this. I think I've got the bits for this, so just the time.
Yeah, this one. Lorem system likes the modularity there, and it's excellent. A lot of different parts of architecture. Yeah, this one does have a lot of different things going on. There's a little jail tower in the top here. I mean, there's, again, I think the table, similar concept. The table opens and there's like a little staircase that goes to the bottom. And there's
so you're a builder, right, Jason, in real life, IRL?
Yeah, I was. My dad was a contractor. Yeah, and
do you ever feel like that plays into your ability to, because you like bases best, you're really good at structures. Do you think that comes into this a little bit?
Probably
as well. That
at least some right?
Lego, but yeah. Just not that I'm discounting your ability with Lego.
No, I mean,
you've got a good eye for. I always find with you with like rafters and roof setups are always quite answering of real life scenarios. The way you do that's quite good. So I always wonder whether.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I think I'm sure. I borrow a lot from Lego, right, in their designs. I draw a lot, and a lot of my drawings have been influenced by the things that I've learned from Lego. But I mean, I was always around half-built houses, and like I've torn houses apart and seen the bones and know how structures are built.
Good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it. It gets tedious after a while, I've crawled under more houses than I'd like to, and don't need to ever again. But
I can imagine, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I did that for a long time, and I still do like handyman type construction projects on the side. But yeah, I think that's a valid point. That I maybe just that understanding of how things kind of sit and structures can build
just to underpin your skill with the brick itself. Like it's cool. Lots in the melting pot there with you. And of course, just before we finish on this one, you've got the lovely technique for the crenellation top above the top roof, which is from the Guarded Inn, right?
100%. I mean,
unchanged.
You can't. That is potentially the most perfect like group of bricks ever put together. is that darn little 6x6 thing stuck in the middle of a roof peak. I can't get enough of that.
It's great.
It's so good.
Well, it's a great build, and it looks really nice in autumn, and I'm sure it'd look really nice in any time of year, whatever leaves, colours you've got. If you haven't got that colour, don't let that stop you from building this. This is a fantastic one. I know you haven't got instructions for this, have you? But
I don't have instructions for any of the builds I just showed you. Not one.
No.
However, now I think it would be cool to do a Robin Hood like bundle where you can buy all of them that we just looked at, and you can build them all out. But I mean, again, that's like 70 hours
on the list. We'll just say that
it's on the list. That's what I tell everybody all the time. These are all on the list, which technically they are. So if you want to add a couple of slides for yours,
for sure, dude.
And I don't want to feel like we're tailing in at the end here your stuff and
no, don't be silly, dude. Come on, man.
Let's keep it going, and let's take a look at some of the offerings that you have in this theme as well.
Everything is Bon.
So, Lorem System and I are brothers in construction. It looks like we've both been busy with that career, at least at some point. So good times, man. So you can empathize with how much I hate insulation then. And we have it. Here it is. See, look how good. Man, I think there are some themes in Lego Castle that like just they are so inspirational that they just breed beautiful, like creative things. And I think Forestmen might be that one.
It is, man.
Look at this, man. I love this. So here's my only critique, man.
Yeah.
This is just, it's too nice for Forestmen. Why are they hanging out in this nice castle? What's going on, bro?
I'm not sure. I just like dolled it up a little bit. So obviously the first thing I wanted was I wanted to do something cool with the tree. I kind of, funnily enough, started with the tree and the bridge, and then it just got a little bit less. I was just using that main tower as me sort of excuse for using grey, and then it started going a little bit Royal Knightsy, but I pulled it back, and this was the compromise that I got. And maybe this is peacetime, like you said, you just mentioned. I mean, there's a Crusader there right in the middle, so it's not peacetime, but maybe it's, maybe these guys have got a bit of money, or maybe the person who makes this set's got a bit of money. But whatever, I just wanted to embellish it a little bit. I wanted to use some techniques that I had in mind, and this is one of those where I just started building. I didn't really have a massive plan other than I wanted all the normal Forestman tropes. So if you look at the base plate setup, there is a bit of a river through that first tower, and then there's a more dilapidated ruin bit on this side. Now I built this before I started experimenting with sort of arched ruin sections that were clearly decaying again and stuff. And I kind of wish I could go back and revisit some of these ideas with that, but there comes a point when you just have to commit that a set design was a set design and then move on. So that's what happened here. So this is like Forestmen injected with a lot of extra parts, lots of this one.
I think it works well. I think maybe they're fully established at that point, and they have a little bit of time and resources to not just occupy ruins, but to update them and put them together and build them up nicely. Look, I mean, you could cut this build off at the bridge, and that'd be an excellent manor house. Man. For whatever faction, Forestmen, sure, because you do have the tree built up along the side there. But like any faction, I love the Tudor panel in the center. I don't know what it is about that, man. That's beautiful.
But that was actually some inspiration that came from your Wolfpack Manor house of just using tiles over the front of the plane. Because sometimes I want to use 4 wide for a window panel, not negotiate the 5. If I'm doubling a 5 and I get 10 and I get to an even number, that's great. But with some of the whole shape of this, and part of the reason you probably like that manor house sort of vibe is because it's a bit more equilateral. So I needed 4 studs. And that was a way to get the window in the middle with that panel. But obviously just plain white's a little bit not what I was after. I wanted to add a little bit of the white Tudor panel. So the way I did it was to use the little curved rails in black above the little curved window panel, and then use some tiles over the front. So I've also used things like the tree trunks into like curved Tudor panels in black and stuff. But this was just 1x6 tile over the front on a stud on side, and it just kind of works well to break that up. Black's always great at breaking things up, isn't it? Between layers. And
for sure.
And then of course got to have that rope bridge in. I probably could have afforded to go a bit higher like the original, to be honest, Tricks, but there you are. And then I've done my little nod to the barrel raft.
I see that,
and then sort of some sides on it, and then also a nice little cart as well, kind of inspired by some of those smuggly hakes. So everything I love about Forestmen's kind of just been whittled into this.
Totally. I get it, man. I like it. The cart, I'm a big fan. I like it. Now, is the bottom of the cart a 2x6?
Or it's just a 2x6.
It is. Okay, so
just to get me above the wheel line.
Here's a fun idea. Now, I don't know if it would work for this, but you might be able to take that and you get those L panels.
Yeah.
and make the very last one just a brick, and that whole top piece you can pop right off, and you can smuggle some coins or some
for sure. If I
little
was doing
weapons
it,
or something.
oh yeah, man. If I was doing it in real life, I would probably do that because
Yeah.
I do the vehicles at the end of the build. What probably happened there was I was working like a day or two on this,
right,
and then was like, I just need to finish it and post it, so I just maybe rushed that stage. But I think definitely it would have.
He likes
and
he likes this one a little bit.
It's busy, but yeah, I'm glad you like it and glad you can forgive the busyness. That's something I used to do a bit. I'm sort of easing back off that a little bit now, but again, it's a different flavor.
Style, yeah. I wouldn't get too crazy with it. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'd lean into what you like to do.
Yeah, I'm just having fun. I don't think about anything else when I'm doing it. I'm just sort of enjoying the process.
Chris
but
Jones
I agree with Chris.
Says that it's a bit busy, but I really like this one. I mean, there's a ton to like about this, and yeah, maybe there's a lot going on for sure. But I would still lean into your style, and that is your style.
Oh, yeah.
Part of that is like why I like Where's Waldo, and stuff like that. Like I could see the same criticism for that, right? Where it's like, a bit busy, but I like it, right?
Yeah.
So,
but there's a point.
I think that's some good constructive criticism. And we can always.
Oh, I'm all about that. I'm not precious about anything. They're just designs, And the cool thing is, I always leave each design with well, I'll try that next time and hopefully get that a bit better. And it's it's the same with when if I do painting. The next one will be better. The next one will be better. It's important to keep that going,
Perfect. Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. Yeah, man, I like it. I like the layout, and I've realized looking at some of my designs, some of my older stuff, and then looking at the difference between digital builds. I was pulling up a bunch of and physical builds. I was pulling up a bunch of old physical builds that I did quite a while ago, and seeing the lack of fear to go and do whatever I was feeling versus constraining myself to one digital. So you're almost having to think about every part you use before you import it. You're not pulling from a pile of pieces, really. No. So that's kind of a little bit of it adds restraint to the design ultimately in some regard, or you have to push through that wall and decide, yes, I want, like that vampire castle I did a while ago. We'll do those, maybe later in the year where I had 3 sets of staircases.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. Yeah, that one's insane, actually.
And that was the
one you're talking about.
But I had to almost force myself to be like, I'm going to keep 3 staircases stacked in a row and build the thing around this concept of just going all out and over the top.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're mocking with a pile of parts and you got that free build kind of going, you're gonna come up with different stuff. So I've been looking at some of my more, I'm not gonna say safe, but like that's something I really don't like or try to avoid is being safe with my builds, and I think that's what people enjoy is when they look at something that we've put together, that the direction went the way it went, and there's a wild cliff, and there's way more of this certain piece that you only saw one used on one set at one time, and I put 4 on it, right? And so. Yeah, that's, I guess, all that to come full circle around to this. I like the layout. I like that there's this arched like thing over the water, and there's a big old tree, which is mostly just a tree, and you put some things that they can like hang out at the top of.
But it's black granulation as if they hacked it into.
Yeah. It's just mostly a huge tree, and so I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, I can see that you let it loose here and let it build and go the way that you want.
Yeah, I mean, for better or for worse, you've got to take a risk. The fruit is on the limb. You know what I mean? You've got to take a risk, and sometimes you get it bang on. Sometimes you get something different than you expect, but that leads to something else later. It's the thing for me is you've got to have fun doing the thing you're doing, haven't you? That comes first. Totally. Otherwise, it just gets a bit stressful. But yeah, thanks, Nate. I appreciate that, dude.
It's a new set. Oh, sure, yeah. Busy compared to video.
Oh, yeah, of course,
that's totally understandable.
If you look at my kind of things, like the old meets the new, so I'll like always have nothing but respect for the old way that it was done, and then what I'm doing is chucking in another few hundred newer parts that I think complement those pieces. There's some instances where parts come out 20 years later that quite nicely complement parts old parts.
Agreed.
Thinking, oh,
100%.
finally, you guys are reunited. Now we can make the full circle in the arch or whatever it is, whatever situation. So I enjoy that about coming. That's something I enjoy about coming back from the Dark Age, is embracing what came before and what has come since. I'm always amazed at the different things I'll find on Brick Owl and Bricklink when I'm just, looking for treating myself to a few parts. And I'll be like, oh, great, that finally came out in grey or whatever. And, I'll get 50 of them. And it's cool, man. It's every time the library's building up, I'm thinking, there's MOCs to be done. That's the only downside. Time is the currency now.
Right. Yeah. For everyone and everything. Yeah. Listen. I would say, I think you represent a pretty nice grasp or on neoclassic design, where you're channeling the old themes and looks and a lot of times colors, but you've really pulled in a nice use of a lot of modern parts. Whereas I lean, for the most part, in more of a classic design where I limit my palette very heavily, and I really channel like those old school set designs. However, you saw with Locksley Manor, I mean, you could put on probably 10, 15 pieces that just didn't exist back then, right? So, you have this, but I think we complement each other in the sense that you do a good neoclassic and I'll do a more vintage classic or whatever. I think it's nice to see both.
I'm prepared to let that restraint go a little bit and have at it, and sometimes it works and sometimes not so much, but it's all trial and error. But I might make something a little bit like this. I've kind of started working on one like that, but it turned into a hinge piece. And here is I don't know if anyone remembers the 75 piece challenge from a year or two ago. I came up third place in that. Not with this build, but this was one of I made about 4 different ones because it was just a 75 piece challenge. This was one of the ones I didn't choose, but when I finally dropped it, this got like loads of views. The castles I've worked on for days didn't get as many likes as this did. And it might be because I called it the Shrooming Shack. For those who don't know, this is a shack where Robin and his wizard friend consume psilocybin mushrooms in order to figure out how to beat the Crusaders using the powers that be. And then the little lore, there is a back picture of this with the Crusader throwing up after they convince him to have a bit of the brew, and he starts throwing up. So it's a super fun, stupid little Forestmen build, but I thought I'd drop it in because I quite like it and it did well. People seem to like it. A couple of sneaky pieces like the green doors and the yellow mini glass windows. There is a bit of a fireplace inside and stuff as well. So 75 pieces, and just had at it, and I did have fun with this one. I do need to make this.
Simple but brilliant. Says
how about this for a GWP in 2026?
Right. Oh man, I mean, I'd love it. Love this one so much.
Cheers, Trick.
This is probably a decently easy one to build, except the green doors. I mean, if you don't have the little Armada post, you can't build it. But
you could swap those out for black or brown or whatever you want. But I recommend getting a pair of them if you can get hold of them, because they are really cool.
Pop over to.
They work really well.
Temu. Which one has those? Not Temu. It's the. One of those AliExpress doors, you probably. Or even.
Well, I had a look. There's some of them that purport to do them. I have had some of the third-party doors. I've got like 100 brown doors in reddish brown because they never came out reddish brown, and they're all right. They're not too bad. They do fit on the shutter okay, which is the main thing, the shutter brick. The thing about these ones is there is some places on AliExpress that will, on the picture, it'll show as if they've got yellow, blue, red, all of the primary colours in this door. And so you go, oh, amazing, I'm going to... And then when you click into it, they've actually only got brown. Or but green is one of the colours they have got, so you can actually get third-party ones if you're willing to swing it.
And Weebrick might have some too.
Weebrick might have
what kind of colors they got.
I can't remember. I did a Weebrick order. I can't remember seeing these, but it does seem like something that Weebrick would have.
Anyway, so there's a couple of third-party brick sellers that still sell these types of things in different colors and stuff like that. And they work pretty well. If you just want the look, they can work out pretty well. If you're a purist, obviously that's not going to fly. But
of course, I've got loads of the original ones, but sometimes if you want to build a castle that's got 30 doorways in it, it's a big MOC, and you want to go on a big scale, it's nice to be able to get some cheap ones for that. But This is at a scale I'd love to have a little town built. Oh yeah,
I like that.
Little, and in
Bunch of
theory,
little
I suppose
houses.
medieval would be a bit smaller, wouldn't they? Because we were a bit smaller then. So yeah. This did come to me during a vision. That's my buddy Joe. This one definitely came to me during a vision quest. No, I was just very reflective, very reflective. I wasn't brewing at the time, boss. But it's just and what would they be doing in the show? Just thinking I was trying to channel Sherwood Forest back in the day, trying to defeat the Crusaders, gonna try and concoct a plan. Maybe we look to the forest for help.
Kind of ran out of some ideas, and
they are the Forestmen.
That's true. And that kind of brings it full circle. So here we are, Forestmen. I don't really have a good slide to just end on. We're gonna end on this one, I think. Well, here, let's do this. Just to call this, bring this to a close. We're gonna take a real quick look at these again. One of this, there's that one. And there's this one. For people who didn't maybe see it at the beginning of the show, I showed both of these. This is the back of it. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could bring in the front one. But this is a Bricklink Design series set. Here it is. This one and the pirate one. Go vote on these. This is opening in like half an hour, I think, roughly. So what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Anyway.
Your time, I don't know.
Oh, 11:30.
My time is so 7:35
Pacific time. These both will become available to vote on in about half an hour. So jump on here, and if you like these or you want to just support me as a creator, you can go vote for these on your Bricklink Design Program. And I'd appreciate it. So thank you, Trix. I appreciate that, man. Got my vote. All right, thank you. And leave a comment if you can, because there's zero analytics on anything from Bricklink Design Program. They don't even share them after the fact. Like, they don't tell you how many votes you get. They don't tell me how many views you get. They don't tell you anything. The only way that I know if anyone even saw this is if they drop a comment below it. And the comments mean nothing in the voting process or nothing in the decision process, but they do mean something to the designer. So that speaks not just to me. Like, I know Night Lord's builds jumped in here the other day. I know there's plenty of other designers that have put a lot of work and time into this. So if you're in there and you're voting and you really do feel like it's something you love, even if it's just like drop a little "I love this" in the comments or something like that, so people know that they got this, that they saw it. Like, because for the creators, there's no indication whatsoever that anyone even saw the thing unless they actually comment. So something just for people to know, not just for me, just for anyone on there who's got a set that on the Bricklink.
No, I agree. I'm gonna give them both a vote. This one is the one I want to see win. I love pirates. I love them both, but there's something real special about this Roman seaside villa. Decorative detail, nice use of the newer parts, and I want to see this. I want to see this succeed, and I think many of the people in the chat do as well. So we can do this, can't we, guys? Let's go and get a vote in. Look, everyone's just pouring in support, Jason. So we're away. We're away, man.
All right, well, that's it. That's the whole show. We covered all our favorite Forestmen sets. We got to do a bunch of mocks and look at the different techniques, and of course, we have the Bricklink Design submissions here. So thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to drop a like, share the video, watch it afterwards when you're mocking and building if you want to listen to all the wisdom that Jim and I bestowed upon you today while you're doing your own builds. Play it back, run it back.
Always a good long form lesson for a build. I listen to a lot of Let's Talk About Lego, the other show before my time when I'm mocking. Great. So if you like long form stuff, put it on in the background. That helps. But mainly, just thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for all your engagement. It's awesome to have a little crew here who are all kind of aligned on this Lego mission. So yeah. Nice one, everyone.
Yep, and thanks for everyone joining the channel over the week. We seem to get a nice little trickle of people slowly building up. So that's awesome to see. So have a good Monday. Have a good Monday evening, Jim, and have a good Monday day here in the US. So
yeah, for sure. Thanks, everyone.
Take
God
it
bless.
easy.
See you next week.
See you next week.